It's 2018, and the epicenter of our digital environment largely evolves around the internet. Although the internet began back in 1990, our technological developments have primarily been centered around developing this platform and the accompanying technologies into making it more accessible throughout the world. Now, in 2018, the internet has moved into the palm of our hands with the help of the smartphone. In its inception, we dreamed that the internet would bring us into an eco-world, or as Habermas would define it, an ideal public sphere, where access is granted to all citizens to articulate the needs of society. Following this dream, in 2018 we have adapted our lives to evolve around the internet. This is how we meet people, how we do our banking, how we store our data, and how we source our information. In some aspects, Habermas' dream may very well be a reality, but as we continue down the never-ending road of technological development, we move into a state of concern rather than optimism. We are beginning to dip our toes in technologies like augmented and virtual realities for things like gaming, social networking, tourism, and urban planning. Perhaps the most successful or most widely used application of this type was Pokemon Go. Released in 2016, the application was downloaded 752 million times. Additionally, we have also seen this technology be used for constructive purposes, including the enhancement of educational possibilities, the enrichment of tourist experiences, and the beneficial practices for mapping environments for architecture and construction. However, most significantly in 2018, our internet consumption largely evolves around our heavy use of social media. Social media has grown to be one of the most powerful, all-consuming platforms we have seen since the inception of the internet, having both positive and negative repercussions. We use social media for a number of purposes, including social interaction, news sourcing, advertising, buying and selling products, political gain, gaming, and even as an emergency communication network. Social media has paved the way to construct Habermas' dream of an ideal public sphere, where society is able to hold the state accountable and share their own ideas and opinions. Currently, our most popular social media platform is Facebook, with over 207 billion monthly active users. This network allows for people to connect all over the world and share information, public and private, with the click of a button.
Social media provides a platform for real social change and a way for us to understand those around us that we never could before.
Consequently, as I mentioned, there are a number of concerns we hold about our growing dependency, most of which evolves around our privacy as we continuously store and share our information online. Our concern is not only for predators and hackers, but also for algorithm dominance.
So Facebook isn't the only place that's doing this kind of invisible algorithmic editing of the web. Google's doing it too. If I search for something and you search for something, even right now at the very same time, we may get very different search results. Even if you're logged out, one engineer told me, there are 57 signals that Google looks at. Everything from what kind of computer you're on, to what kind of browser you're using, to where you're located, that it uses to personally tailor your query results.
Personalization controls what information we are privy to, thus resulting in an unbalanced environment, moving away from Habermas' ideal public sphere. What's more, this same technology can access this data and draw conclusions about our personality, which then can result in consequences in the real world.
They're a site, along with others, that's allowed people to create an online persona with very little technical skill. And people responded by putting huge amounts of personal data online. So the result is that we have behavioral, preference, demographic data for hundreds of millions of people, which is unprecedented in history. And as a computer scientist, what this means is that I've been able to build models that can predict all sorts of hidden attributes for all of you that you don't even know you're sharing information about.
So I guess the big question is whether there needs to be sweeping change and laws brought about to protect users from our data being used in this way. As a primary concern of 2018 is this disruption of privacy and a lack of separation from our online and offline worlds.
As long as you have your phone, you are in some way connected to other people. They have access. We've allowed our private lives to become public. What this means is, with a smartphone and the access it allows, the lines of separation in our life have been eroded.
Ultimately, in 2018, We're enthusiastic about the idea of social media and its possibilities for an ideal public sphere, but we are too consumed by the dangers to move forward with this technology. In 50 years' time, I hope that we have been able to develop a world that is optimized by the balance between the online and offline world, and we begin to harness these technologies for educational and constructive purposes.